Today, on This American Dice, we see that vengeance is a force that seems to move the world. Though they are far apart on the celestial ladder, samurai and merchants alike seek deadly redress. How far is Ryoko Owari about to descend into chaos? And who will be the next to descend into the grave? Find out today on This American Dice.
What's Aji up to?
I want to speak to Yogo Asako.
All right.
It's particularly about the raid on the House of Foreign Stories.
Raid?
I remind her...
Nailed it.
Topical.
I remind her that the Emerald Magistrates are supposed to be informed about any police activity at least one day in advance, but we were not notified.
I don't know. Get the raid.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you meant.
And what's up with that?
And she'll say, you were.
Were we?
Yes.
I did not receive the notice, the memo.
She goes, I'm sorry. And she basically says, like the magistrates were notified about it.
Yeah.
Of course, these are local matters that we're dealing with. There had been rumors about some local violations. We wanted to make sure that was not the case. It was all fine.
What were the violations in question?
Just some contraband that shouldn't have been there, but the House of Foreign Stories is a fine establishment.
A large city surrounded by green walls and acres of poppy fields. A group of monks travel toward the city exchanging prayers for whatever alms the poor peasants of the countryside can spare. We fly over the walls of the city through the noble quarter, a beautiful but imposing palace and a foreign-looking minareted estate. North, in the temple quarter, we see the glistening white limestone temple of Amaterasu, the sun goddess, with its 60-foot pole topped with a shimmering golden sphere, and the temple of Diakok, the fortune of wealth, with its towering statue of the patron god of the city. Next door, in the merchant quarter, we see busy streets with noisy merchants selling wares from all over Rokugan and beyond. On the other side of the Bay of Drowned Honor, the fisherman quarter, dirtier and meaner, sees poorer commoners, meaner gangs, and shabby houses amid the docks and warehouses. We pass by the leatherworkers' quarter as we head downriver. The only building of notice in the home of the Edda, the Untouchables, is the city crematorium. Finally, we arrive at Teardrop Island, the licensed quarter, with its perpetual twilight of hanging lanterns that illuminate fine sake and geisha houses. We follow a man in a basket hat as he's beckoned inside by a beautiful geisha. As he enters, he removes the hat, and we see it was the monk from the beginning. The geisha says, "Secrets." Ryoko Owari, City of Lies. Executive Producer, Jessica HBO.
I talked to the new proprietor there, and they said you and your boys tossed the place up.
Like I said, we were searching for some contraband, but again, nothing was found. It's a fine establishment. I hear that you're a regular there.
Yes.
And she says,
I'm a VIP.
She says can be rather expensive.
I get a discount, for your customer.
Oh, excellent! I would hate to see a man who already has certain obligations run into financial woes over such an establishment.
Well, yeah.
This lady might be played by Frances McDormand.
Fargo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't have quite the Minnesota accent or whatever, that North Dakota. Or was it?
Well, I can't argue with that. I think I'm done here.
And she says, well...
Good day.
No, she'll just remind you that you still owe her.
Good day.
7 what?
Here's money.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'll figure my day's paycheck, whatever.
Yeah. I think she'll take out a cup from... She'll take out a cup and put it on the desk and be like, do you want something to drink?
She's going to pour you one drop.
I think that's how she reminds you, like, you used to owe me a lot of money. As she points to this empty cup.
She's going to start charging a once per session upcharge of 1 wealth.
You'll never pay it.
It'd be great as one of our magistrates just goes to rob a bank.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pay off my debts.
I gotta pay off my debts. We're having possibly prostitutes assassinated.
Can't stay for a drink. I swear my honor, I will pay you back.
And do you pay her the wealth now?
Yeah.
Okay.
1 wealth coin.
Fill the cup up with coins.
They're all pennies.
Yeah.
It's a metaphorical cup. It should be a bigger cup for the...
She'll say, there are always things that you can... There are always things that you can do
What are you saying? That's real weird.
to make a cup fill up.
Wait. What kind of thing?
Wow. Okay.
And she'll say...
I know we said we had that one scene.
She'll say you're...
Session.
Yeah. She's like, if it's got to be drop by drop for now, that's fine. It fills up a cup. Sometimes there's something that we can do to tilt the teapot a little more, make things work a little more smoothly. I'll let you know.
Good. I'm very interested in repaying you as soon as possible.
If you guys have anybody you want to speak to, let's knock that out ASAP. Otherwise, I got something else that's got to go down.
Going to the governor.
You're going to the governor?
Go talk to Horse.
Okay, so you're going to go to the governor. You're going to talk to Horse. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. Wilbur. All right.
Man, you seen this horse?
Why? Oh, every time I look in the mirror.
I look at the patient, look at him, and like,
Sorry, he's so handsome. I love that horse. They made him a mayor. Because that's what horses are sometimes. Anyway. All right. No, I wanted a nice, stable relationship. I cut that out. Okay. All right. So you head to Horse's shop. It is called Speed of the Northlands.
We're so close.
Speed of the Northlands.
We didn't get to pick?
yeah.
What was I brainstorming for?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to waste your brain.
Yeah, Speed of the Northlands is the name of her shop, and she's got you go there and it's pretty big. Not surprisingly, one of the things that hits you is the smell of horse manure.
Oh yeah,
Should have ducked.
delicious.
Yeah, that hits you right in the head. No, but the smell of horse manure kind of hits you pretty quickly.
You react.
And if you're
Manure. I hate manure.
I was thinking that same story.
is that from
Back to the Future.
I was thinking of something entirely different. All right, so this is in the Fields of Gold neighborhood. The Fields of Gold neighborhood is this area in the Merchants Quarter, up over here.
The fields of the small goldies.
The Goldie Hawn. All right, so this is in the Fields of Gold neighborhood, and this place is big. It's a big stable that has dozens and dozens of horses in there. There are a good number of people that seem to be working there. And the person who seems to be running everything is a woman in kind of a broad-brimmed hat who, I'm going to just say for fun, has a big gap in her front teeth. It's so big where you think she might be missing a tooth at first. But then it's just nope, she just has a big, giant gap she has in her front teeth like I used to when I was a kid. I had a crazy, huge gap in my teeth.
Sounds adorable.
I was a little stinker. Or a propeller beanie. I always had a stinky diaper. I was 10.
Whoa, it was 10.
So, yeah.
Classmates always said.
But yeah. So if you tell people that you want to see her or talk to her, you can. And one of the things that you notice pretty quickly is a lot of these horses are real big.
That's a good sign. Yeah, I want to go talk to her.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, what's, oh, and she bows, but then gets right back to doing something with some of the horses, and she's directing a few other people to take care of this and to take care of this, and she's brushing one down, and it's this kind of big, giant horse, and she's like, what can I do for you, magistrate?
Hello, ma'am. I'm just, I I talked to a man yesterday, and I didn't catch his name, but he was riding this giant horse with a white star on its forehead and white hooves. It was all black, other than that.
Wow, so dishonorable. So dishonorable.
So,
I was just wondering if you're such a magnificent...
oh, she goes. Then she'll say, "That's one of. Oh, I see you found one of my best ones."
Who's the rider?
And she's like, "Well, I can get you a horse. Not quite that good, but I can get you a horse just fine. In fact, old Biscuit's here." And she pats like a big giant horse, the one that she's grooming. She's like, "Old Biscuit's here is from the same, has such and such relative in common of that horse. Good, fine breed. You're a big man. You probably need a horse this big."
Yes, but
and they believe me. I can tell you're a warrior. These will do it.
well, of course, but
They know how to canter. They know how to.
Sadly,
she goes like into all this horse talk.
sadly at this time I'm not looking for a horse right now. But
Oh.
trust me, as this is only my first year in the city. When I need a new horse, yours will be the stable I come to.
And she's like, "Well, there's no finer stable in town."
I just wanted to know the man who owns said horse. Do you know of him?
I think you're gonna have to read her.
I read it. Do I need to read her? Or does she need a little greasing of the palms? Because those are two different things.
I mean, the reading will tell you if she needs a little palm greasing.
Oh, I rolled a 12.
You rolled a 12. Okay, that's fine. Then.
How could I get her to tell me who this horse person is?
Make sure that just let her know that just tell her that nobody's in trouble about anything.
Oh, okay. There's no trouble.
This isn't like
There's no trouble, man.
that she can give you this information safely without anything going wrong and coming back to her.
Yeah, there's no trouble, man. This is just a social visit. You and I had quite an engaging conversation, and I didn't catch his name. It's such a shame.
And she'll be like, "Oh, that's my proprietor. His son actually rides that horse."
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's his name?
And she'll say, Bayushi Otado. Otado-sama is Korochika-sama's son. A young warrior with one, honestly, probably the finest horse in the city, if I do say so myself.
I'm quite sure you're completely correct, man.
But like I said, this old Biscuits here isn't quite as nice, but like I said, has such and such relation to that exact horse. Come from a similar breed, similar stock. Fine horse.
Do you still breed such fine horses, or
Absolutely.
it's changed in the last couple of years?
So she's like, "There's nowhere in this city where you could go and get a better horse than these stables right here."
Well, I'll hold you to that when I come back. Thank you so much for your help, man.
She's
But
like, "Oh, thank you. Have a good day. And if you need a horse, you know who to come to.
I'll leave.
We've got horses." Governor Hyobu will meet with you. I think it's also like kind of implied like this has to be brief is the implication.
Is it just a meeting room again? Or
Yeah, she'll meet with you. It might be in like a smaller room than like that big room. Mm-hmm. And so it's her and some Thunder Guard that are there. Jocho might be there.
Okay.
But honestly, no, he's not. He's not there.
So he would be.
So I think it's like it has to be like a smaller.
So I'll do the pleasantries and everything after that's done. So we don't have much time.
And she says, "Unfortunately, there's quite a lot to. There's always a lot to be done in this city. Speaking to you is obviously of great importance to me. And thus, speaking to you is always of great importance, and thus I'll certainly make time."
Good. You don't happen to be having stress over a robbery last night, by any chance?
And she'll say, like, "A robbery?
Crops robbed last night?"
She'll say, my crops are just fine." Go ahead and read her.
Is it time to fail? Loud.
Did it happen?
That is a fail.
All right.
Snake eye.
She'll say, "No, my crops are just fine." She'll say,
Well, that's strange then. It seems there were 2 other robberies. I thought if you haven't been robbed yet, you might want to be on the lookout, because it seems like at least it's my hunch that someone's trying to implicate the the three leaders of the patrons of the trade. I'll say it. I'm talking about opium, but I'll say it.
She'll say
Use words.
someone else's crops were robbed.
Korochika seems to think it was the Thunder Guard that robbed him, and Serioku seems there were clues left that would implicate Korochika. So I thought maybe if you had been robbed, maybe it would lead back to Soshi, and it seems to me that someone's trying to cause distrust and chaos between the three of you.
I think she'll just say, is there evidence to suggest that one of them robbed the other? I hate to pry into your investigation.
Only the witness of peasants.
She'll say, well, their minds can be easily tricked, especially by someone who possesses the magic Serioku possesses, if she were inclined to do such a thing. But you needn't worry yourself about this. Yugo Osaka will take care of these investigations. She'll make sure to look into all of this. That way you can keep whatever distance you need from it.
It's not me I'm worried about. It's my colleague.
And she says, the more you can keep them from it, the more you can ensure the order of this city remains in place. Again, this seems to be a local matter.
Well, maybe they weren't courageous enough to rob you at the same time, but I guess just take extra precaution.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it. I appreciate your warnings.
Wouldn't know where Jojo is.
She says, oh, he's seeing to training his men, making sure the city is kept making sure that the Thunder Guard are up on the maneuvers they need to be. The maneuvers they need to keep the city safe.
Within the house?
No, he's not. He's not in the palace at the moment. At present.
Okay, I might go try and find him then. I'm glad my theory was incorrect. I'm glad taken care of here.
And I think the two of you kind of get up to leave, and she bows, and then kind of turning back, she says, like, Taiyo-san.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, please don't take my brevity as any sign of disrespect. Your assistance in all of these matters is greatly appreciated. So she says, I suggest handing as much over to Yugo Osaka as you can to make sure that you're kept safe from any doubts your colleagues may have, and that you can spend your time on keeping them safe from any misguided notions they may have.
Saying just get out of it.
Like, I appreciate what you're doing. The more you can hand over to Osaka, the better, so you can keep these dudes busy.
Gotcha. Okay, sure.
I kind of just want to, sense the city and see if I can sense a source of corruption.
Sure.
Maybe I imagine Yugare just wandering around the streets again, because that usually works out.
Doing this.
Okay, can we narrow it down in another way so it's not the same kind of exact thing? Are you looking in a particular area?
Yeah, man. No.
All right.
Maybe.
What do you want to find? What is your goal?
I guess the person responsible for that demon in particular, the one from the cave, the pterodactyl. Because I guess the spirits indicated that it probably would have needed to be summoned by somebody.
Sure. Yeah, you can try to find that and pray on it real hard. I'm going to pray on this. Is that a commune with the kami roll?
Yeah, I got a wisdom of the kami. I kind of imagine spending most of the time in the temple quarter.
Okay.
So,
not a bad roll.
Yeah, 13.
And you're using wisdom of the kami?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get to ask for guidance. On a hit, ask questions. So, guess what is hidden from me? What is Yugare missing?
How is it worded?
What is hidden from me?
What is hidden from you? And is this the one that's answered in different ways depending on what kami you speak with?
No.
What is hidden from you? There is a dark conspiracy that is afoot in this city that is much more evil than you have as yet imagined.
Well, that's a good lead into the second question here. Mm-hmm. What is the greatest danger threatening me or my allies? It is the secret conspiracy.
Yeah, well, this, what is the greatest danger? This city is about to be rocked with, this city is about to face like a great tempest, but one not made of any natural causes, one made by man.
Where can
and I think it says, like, many will die and many will suffer.
Where can I find what I seek? Did you say the temple quarter has the highest point in the city?
I think the Temple of Daikoku, either that or the Sun Sphere that the Temple of Amaterasu might be, are either one is possibly the tallest building. It's either that or the Shosura Palace.
So I think these questions and answers are portentous enough that Yugare is probably sitting at like the highest possible level, sitting out and like looking out across the city. Maybe not flagpole, but like wherever high you can get up without like getting people yelling at you. Looking out across the city.
Okay. And I think that you asked where is something? What was your question?
Where can I find what I seek?
Where can you find what you seek? Oh, unfortunately, it's all around you. So, unfortunately, it is all around you, but its leaders seem to be in the noble quarter.
I think in the TV adaptation, there's just like a big shadow, like the size of the city, circling around, like in maybe a dragon.
Like a big storm cloud, maybe.
I was thinking more tangible form, not like it's touching anything, but like some kind of animal shadow.
More magnificent, more fantastic.
And it's actually like circling around, and only Yugare way up high can see it, and it like settles down and disappears down into the noble quarter.
Okay.
And that's how Yugare it's more of a metaphorical shadow.
Sure.
That represents Yugare's understanding.
Sounds good. Alright. What is Aji up to? Does Aji want to speak to anybody? You can also just pass.
Not right now. Pass.
Nobody else you want to talk to?
Alright, where did Michitaka go?
Ooh, yeah. Where did he go? Good question.
He's dead.
Well, so you left to kind of go smoke a bunch of opium. Where did he go? Well, you did. You left. You were last with him. Where did he go? Like, did he come back? Did he just stay at the magistrate's residence?
Yeah, he went to the magistrate's residence.
He was with you, right? Because that was in one of the last scenes.
Ishi was talking to me, and I left.
Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, he is...
He's still there? Because I did make a deal with Ryoko Owari.
Mm-hmm.
Been sleeping under your bed this whole time.
I think you end up, you had that conversation with Ryoko Owari, and after you, pay her, she's like, I think she says, there's another thing that we have to discuss. And she brings you, and guess who's back in a cell? And it's Michitaka again.
What's he doing back here?
And she'll say, he went right back to that same neighborhood, demanding more questions. There was another fight. This time no one was killed.
An improvement.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting
this time no one was killed, but he was arrested again.
Alright. Well, I don't think that's legal if he didn't commit a crime. You can't imprison him.
So, assaulting people on the streets is leading to disorder.
No?
It's certainly a problem.
I'll handle it, alright? Release him to me.
And she'll let him go kind of into your custody again. And she'll say, let's not forget what we discussed earlier.
Yes. I'll make sure you get some refills. Don't worry.
And Michitaka, as soon as you guys kind of exit the civil hall, and he was like I need another lead. Nothing's. I haven't been able to find anything else from the downhill in that neighborhood.
Listen, Michitaka, you're causing too much of a commotion.
You're gonna kill him with me?
He's like, good. This should be uprooted. We should root out some more problems. Perhaps we have to stir things up.
Yes, I feel the same, but it's putting me into a bad position with the magistrate.
And he says, you are a magistrate of this city.
I'm an Emerald Magistrate.
And one of your kinsmen was murdered.
I understand. I can't. If you get put in jail again, I can't protect you there.
And he says, I need a lead. I don't need your protection. If you're not willing to avenge the death of a relative, then don't stand in the way of a man who will.
Harsh.
Is that your choice? Your final choice?
And he says, that's my duty to my family, to honor.
What about courtesy?
And he says, the curs that cut down my brother deserve no quarter, no courtesy.
In this city?
Yeah. You've forgotten what the crane represents. You're hurting innocent people.
And he'll say, if they're standing in the way of justice, how are they innocent?
Well, you're forcing them to be in the way of justice, going blindly.
And he says, then tell me where I should head. What is it that you know?
Wasted so much money getting the other lady to kill people. He just kept giving names to this guy.
Sorry, investigations don't work this way. I need you to lay low.
He says, if you won't help, then he'll say something like, maybe that whore that my brother had on Teardrop Island will tell me something, wring something out of her.
Which whore? Or what whore?
He's like the Gaijin whore.
Blonde woman?
He's like, yes.
Do you know
He had a fancy for her. He was there all the time. I'm sure there's something that she has to say.
She's ran away. She's missing.
Well, there's your culprit.
I signed the papers, actually, for her to leave the city. Last time I talked to her, she was heading towards Cranelands.
She's like, why would you do such a thing?
She wanted to explore and see the world.
Oh, you signed the papers of this woman who could go off into the night back towards our family's home?
I did it in honor of Narutoki.
He says, that woman might know something about this, and you just let her go?
Well,
do you want duels? That's how you get
go
duels.
find her then, if you seek answers.
And he says, what I seek is the vengeance for my brother, justice for him. Why is it that you stand in the way of this?
Am I standing in the way now?
He says, you signed the papers to have her leave?
I'm not standing in the way of you going after her.
Ooh, I think you're trying to manipulate this guy to go.
I can help you end up where she went.
Whoa.
It's getting expensive.
Here's your travel papers.
Nope.
Awesome. I think that this guy just looks at you, and you know exactly what's going to happen.
Good.
Go
Is
ahead.
this a sex scene?
And he's like, go ahead and make a bold roll. Bold roll.
It is a sexy.
Oh, it is!
Yes, a bold roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
That's
Isn't
two
this what you're
experience
good
points.
at?
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Do you have anything that changes up what happens when you are in a duel? Because I think the two of you lock eyes, and it's like, uh-oh, and you know what's on.
And then the man's just in a salvo with no weapons, and you're just staring at each other. Duel of intellect.
I only have something that happens when I drop into my stance.
And what is that?
On a 10 plus, I choose 2 options. 7 to 9, I choose 1.
All right, so it doesn't change it up on a miss.
Nope.
All right.
Well, you know when you duel, son. So in a duel, he just holds 1 there, right? Like he still does stuff.
Well, I lost, so your
Yeah.
opponent decides your fate.
Oh, really?
All right, so you lose.
Jesus.
Is your dual move also bold?
Yes.
Ooh. I think that the two of you each kind of drop into the traditional crane, like Aijutsu stance, which, based on the books, has always presented it as like you have your hand out as if you're presenting a gift, and then can, like, in one immediate lightning fast motion, you, like, draw the sword and strike all at once, and we just see that, like, there's a crazy flash of light as you guys are staring at each other, and we look at you for a second, and then we see a big wound that's definitely going to leave a scar open up on your body. Where is that? And it's going to be, like, visible. So even if it's like, oh, it's across my chest, it's like we're still going to see part of it.
Take it in the cheek.
You take it in the cheek?
The right cheek.
Ooh, yeah, so this is like a significant wound, though. So, yeah, like part of your, like, I think like part of your face is like cut open, like Joker style, like a big, hideous, almost like Ichi the Killer, like hideous wound. Yeah, so you lose a face, but you also suffer 3 harm. Oh, I get it. So you take a face and you take 3 harm.
Yeah. Doko Vichitaka.
All right, and then so you're like bleeding a lot, and I think like maybe 1 or 2 people. You guys are in the noble quarter, but you're maybe walking towards the downhill, and so this occurs maybe in front of a few witnesses who are like, "Oh my!" And he says like, and he'll just say like, "Do you yield, cousin, or do you still want to stand in the way of justice?"
I yield.
And he says, "There's no dishonor in that." And he like flicks the blood off his sword, puts it away. He kind of curtly bows to you, and he says like to like a passing like somebody else's servant. He's like, "You there? See that my cousin's wounds are treated." We'll have to address the issue that what the hell happened to your face later. We can do like a flashback scene of the first time you guys see him later, but 2 or 3 days after you guys got the word from the robbery, you get another message. So another message shows up to the residence, and it is a message from Watchful again. And she has something very, very important to tell you and needs to see you as soon as possible.
I was with her.
At the same place?
So she just says that she needs to see you as soon as possible.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do?
I want to...
If you think that one of you would be trying to get this and not have the other people have it, we could do some kind of roll to see if that's the case, but...
I'm definitely going. I don't care if anybody else goes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say, like, if somebody wanted to be like, I got this message, I do this thing on my own.
I'd probably go with...
Yeah, I would not keep it to myself.
I think Taiyo's going to keep it to himself.
Yeah, I'm fine.
And he's not going to, so... Yeah, I mean, I'm up for it. I almost want to say let's bring, I don't know, some muscle, like a couple guards or something.
Grab some thunder.
The Watchful place.
Yep.
Yeah. Tag along.
Okay, so you guys go to meet her, or you tell her to come to you?
We're going to her, but we're bringing some thunder guards. If we grab some, maybe from nearby.
You say they're not, say they're busy.
Busy.
Mm-hmm. Well, the way you put that, I think I want her to meet us in the place then. Well, they're busy doing what? Or...
Sounds like you gotta read a situation then to see what's up.
Sure.
How'd it go?
Not great.
They're polite, but they're busy. They're like, oh, sorry, I have these duties, orders, you know. Sorry, sir.
I'll bring what's his face.
Ample?
Yep.
Oh, you gotta pay him again for another month of service.
I'll take advancement to get a bodyguard named Ample.
Okay.
Ha!
What?
Tricked you.
I've been tricked.
I feel like you might have to pay to keep for the upkeep of this dude, but that's fine. I've thought about like, would you guys have to pay for like soldiers or bodyguards and like if you have them on these things? But
The advancement pays for it.
we'll say that your lord has given you some additional money to cover that particular item.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Alright,
All right.
so at least we got
Where are
one
we going?
bodyguard.
So yeah, do you guys want to go to her or have her come to you? It just says that she needs to see you as soon as possible.
Should we have her meet us here then?
Yeah.
Yeah, meet us here. So right on the back of that note that the servant gave her. Like, take that back to her.
Absolutely. Down. All right. So that was, let's say, at like 3 in the afternoon, something like that. So middle of the day, not quite the end of the business day, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although in a feudal society, I don't know what business hours are. Business hours are whenever your lord tells you to stop. And 5 o'clock rolls around, nothing.
All right.
Starts to get dark.
Just ran out to the warehouse, I assume.
Sure, it's like already starting to get dark. Still nothing.
Sure. Guess Amos wants to...
You're not worried about it? I'll go with you.
Her note seemed urgent, right?
So it said, I have something important to tell you. I've got to talk to you ASAP. Or as soon as I can.
All right. Yeah.
Blood was being on there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, I guess we'll go to the warehouse.
All right. So you get to that warehouse, and it's ghost town. There is nobody home.
Like, so we can't get in the building? We're not in the building and nobody's there.
I'll say it's like locked up,
I'm going to break into the building.
and there's nobody there. Nobody's home.
All the supplies cleaned out?
There wasn't much from when you last saw it because most of it had been stolen.
Right.
There's a few little like tools or that kind of things, empty crates. For the most part, all the opium's gone. You know it was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no one present.
Which quarter is this?
This is in, again, I'll say it's in the northern rim, so the northern fisherman quarter.
Okay.
Someone pulled a northern rim job.
Yeah, the northern rim, the great northern rim job.
How do we find this person?
Sounds like a Rita situation.
Failures. Okay.
Sounds better.
9. My question will be, how do we find this person?
Okay. What's your best way into Watchful?
Yep, there we go.
Nailed it. All right, so you guys are like kind of looking around, and there's some like people who are like kind of being looky-loos, watching what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're watchful.
I've taken the mantle. Now I'm watchful, and they're like, and if at some point you like question them, like you there, where is everybody? And they said like they'll tell you like, oh, everybody left. Everybody left after they saw what happened, like, just down that way, like X number of blocks that way.
Mm-hmm. What was that?
And they'll be like, oh, that woman got killed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And another person will be like, I heard she got cut right in half. I heard a guy took her head right off. I heard it was a demon.
Done.
When was that?
It's a demon.
It's like earlier today.
About 3:30.
Yeah, they seriously are like probably about like an hour after you got that note.
The hour of the demon. 30.
Like not long after you got that note is you're wagering. And if you head down there, there's not a crime scene per se. But let's say
there's a woman, 2 pieces of a woman.
You know what? Just for effect, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's
only one half has been cleaned up so far.
The Edda are there, and they're kind of like putting the body onto a cart, and then Eyebrows is holding another thing that is kind of like covered in like ichor or ichor. It's covered in liquor. It's delicious.
Love it.
And he like puts it in
And what is that?
And you ask him?
Sure.
And he's like, "Oh, sir, that was Mr. Head."
You have to.
Mr. Baya. He says, a man on a horse.
Did you know what sort of horse?
No, sir.
Did anyone see this? Looking around?
He knows the horse.
What?
He'll say it's just based on what I see.
I mean, I can try to see it.
You sure?
See it.
Yeah.
I forgot we have a fucking...
What'd you roll that?
I can see things.
That is plus quest, so 10. Which means I get to pick. Do I want to see a vision of them now? Do I want to see the actions
This is
of what
Haley's
happened?
character in DMA. Using her post-cognition.
Yeah, it's great. Got him.
Man, I guess we kind of know what happened. I want to hear the voices of who was here recently.
So you look down and... Did you see... One of the versions of X-Men, I think it was Wolverine and the X-Men, there was a scene in which Wolverine was like, hold on, I gotta smell the air. And then he saw like ghost images of the smells of what was happening. I'm kind of imagining that's what goes on, and you're just kind of...
Air commie.
You're hearing these things as they're going on.
Yeah.
And first off, it's the fisherman quarter. So there's a lot of people, there's a lot of noise already. A lot of like gruff talk and that kind of thing.
The air commie's smart enough to filter it out.
You're looking for the filtered air commie.
Oh, no.
No, you hear nervous footsteps, pacing. You hear a shriek. You hear the running of the light footsteps of a small woman. You hear the clattering hoof falls of a horse galloping.
What color does that sound like?
You hear more shrieking. You hear some gasps from others. You hear a great like grunt of exertion and kind of a sloppy wet noise and a noise of something rolling down, and then the hooves.
But no voices, like
off.
anyone saying, please, name, don't do that.
Nope. You hear other people being like, "My God, oh my,
Yeah.
he's gonna kill that woman,
Okay.
a monster."
Are your ears on fire this time?
No, that was
Yeah, it's
the hair.
Oh, your earwax is melted.
Yeah. I figure if I saw it, it would just be like a guy in a mask chopping her head off. So, went on a horse, probably the same horse. So let's just take the gamble for some name drops instead. But all right. So
Based on that, though, there were witnesses to this.
yeah, that's true.
Like, you heard other people about, including someone like, "Oh my God, that woman! Oh no!"
Are there any witnesses that are still here?
That's going to require another roll, I think, to like talk to the right people and like get like accurate information.
Anyone else?
Because there's lots of people. Heck, there were people down where you were before who were like, "This happened," but like to make sure you're getting accurate information.
That was
somebody's
already
gotta
like
make
fourth hand, though.
It might have been.
It turned
Yeah.
into rumors at that point.
Either of you two want to do that? Since I'm
Yeah, I'm going to say
rolling
you already did your thing.
Well, for what?
to try and find the right witnesses.
Start slapping that out of your hand.
Do we know that there are witnesses, but do we know if there are witnesses still here?
That's what we don't know.
If you roll to read a situation, you could find those witnesses.
I am great at sagacious.
Awesome.
No, I'm not.
That's a lie.
What do you
You were
do?
great at both. That was
What am I doing? I'm ready to do it. I don't know if
there we go. That's pretty damn good.
8.
8. All right.
I might want this man all to myself. That's not.
This is how you should.
That way, looking at your face. That's even worse.
What should I be on the lookout for?
What should you be on the lookout for? They'll describe that the man who killed Watchful, there was a tall, lanky man in a demon mempo, so like one of like the masks that you'd wear on a helmet, wearing like a Jingasa helmet, with a huge sword, that was riding a horse, and just chased this woman down in the street in broad daylight and literally just hacked her head off.
Can you describe that demon mask more?
So he's just like, oh, real scary, big teeth, real frightening.
Was it similar to Serioku's?
The description that this guy gives is not, no.
Okay.
And it doesn't see. It seems like a mempo that you'd wear like in battle, more so than like a scorpion's mask.
That's kind of what she wears, though, right?
She does wear something. She wears something pretty damn spooky, but it doesn't.
Okay, so that
This person doesn't know this person to compare it, but like the description that they're giving doesn't seem like what you have seen her wear.
Okay.
How big is this sword?
This person will just say like a big sword, and if you point to your sword, he'll say bigger than that.
Am I wearing my sword so you can point to my sword?
I doubt you'd have that with you. But when he says bigger than that, you're a warrior. You know, no dachi would definitely be bigger than that.
no duchy.
Oh, baby.
I was thinking yes, Dachi, and it's nothing to do with that.
Oh, actually, this is very similar to it.
Oh, the mask?
Yeah, but it has like more like tusks. The guy's like a hideous animal monster.
Looks like Oni Baba Yaga with tusks.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Okay.
His exact quote. But yeah, so you're like, this sounds like a no dachi. Any other questions for these witnesses? And I'll say that this is one person who, God damn it, no. Yeah, this isn't one person who's telling you this. This is like kind of cobbled together from a group of like people on the street telling you this information. So
Cobbler told us.
If you'd want to find anything, you're still welcome to do this as well.
Sorry.
You're good.
So we questioned the people. We haven't looked around. So, what here... what should I be on the lookout for? Is there anything left behind or any signs of this person? This is my only question.
What should you be on the lookout for? They describe a horse that this guy was on, and it doesn't fit the description of the other horse. This is like a Rokugan pony. It doesn't sound like the giant ass huge horse that the other guy was on. It also is like just like regular brown. Like
would you say his cousin's horse was brown?
So they just describe it as like
The guy with the giant horse, he was with his cousin who was riding just a normal brown horse. Well, they couldn't really describe it. One of the guys was like, oh, it was just brown. I'm sorry, I'm just making ridiculous connections.
So this person very specifically says like that wasn't.
It was just a normal horse.
Yeah, it was a normal horse. Nothing too crazy there.
I get you.
But yeah, so the big clues you got about this person are They were tall and lanky. They were wearing a demon mempo, which doesn't tell you too much. They were carrying a big, what you have to assume is probably a Nodachi. Yeah. Oh, and I'll say that there's one more bit of evidence that they give you, which is that they made like a real crazy noise when they attacked this woman.
What'd you hear? You heard the noises.
Yeah, like you heard like a real crazy like exertion of energy, and like I think like other people like are like, yeah, like I thought it was a demon for a second, made a real weird noise.
Go on. Okay.
They weren't in a uniform or anything.
No, I'll tell you. Just
Oh yeah, I forgot to get his name tag on.
oh yeah, Jasper. So no, unfortunately, that's the situation there. So
Anyone tall?
I'm gonna find somebody tall man.
What's Tato?
you've probably seen him in passing.
What would be his general body shape?
Probably not that. He's not particularly tall.
I just want to know what his cousin.
Whose cousin?
I'm talking to his cousin. He went out with his cousin. There were two men who robbed the place.
Oh, Bayushi Otato's cousin. He's the only one who heard about him like going out
With his
cousin. Yeah.
No. But I know there's another man with him. I want to know about the man. Because the only information I have about the man is that he rode a brown horse. That's all. Just put him in a little deposit.
You could probably try to ask them about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Ask who what?
Korchika or Otato about
Sure.
that.
Okay. I'll do that.
Sure. Go ahead and read a person roll. Oh, nailed it.
Pretty good.
12.
Wow.
Plus whatever your sagacious is. 2.
2.
Not bad. So yeah, they'll tell you like he was. You know that robbery occurred in like the early, it would still have been dark, but it like still happened at night. And Korchika will tell you that like Otato, and maybe he'll tell you himself, like I was out with my cousin. We were going to go out riding for the day, and so by that time we had already like gotten together to go out and do this.
Where was your horse then?
He's like, my horse was with me. I was riding. He's like, you can ask Kimmy. And by that he means Shosuro Kimmy, Hayobu's daughter.
Not Kimmy Gibbler.
Not Kimmy Gibbler.
The governor's daughter.
The governor's daughter. Jocho's sister. And they will only talk to you. Neither Korchika nor Tato are interested in speaking to anyone else. And if you show up with these other guys, they are not interested in talking to them.
Gotcha.
So just as a heads up, like if you guys all showed up, it's like, nope, they're busy.
I'll be showing up places soon. Well, I have to show up.
And so the weird horse.
His horse that is like a big giant black horse with white hooves and a white star on its face.
Yeah.
That we'll say is that he names Star. Why
good.
not?
Now we have a
Thank
name
God.
for it.
And so why not? That horse has a name. So yeah, he'll say like, yeah, that's my horse. Of course I'm going to ride my horse. And I think he's kind of like a little bit indignant about it. It's like, a horse that damn good, I'm not going to not ride.
Is there any horse that looks like that?
And he's like, that's like a one-of-a-kind horse. That's nuts. We specifically made sure that we were able to get that horse from the speed of the Northlands from horse. I didn't want to say it that way because it sounds so stupid. We specifically that's exactly what happened. We specifically made sure that we got that horse from a horse before she started breeding them different.
How easy is it to dye a horse a certain color?
And he's like, you gotta ask her that. That sounds.
I mean, that doesn't.
I think she's like, I think, and he's kind of rude, Otato, and I think he's kind of like, you gotta ask her that because I don't know, that sounds kind of. That sounds kind of dumb.
I mean, do you know anything about that attack today?
And he'll ask you like, what are you talking about?
What's that?
The woman that was decapitated?
And I think Korchika will come into the room and he'll be like, no. Here's the answer for him. And he'll go, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear about it.
Your character telling the truth?
Who are you asking, Otato or Korchika?
I got the role. Who's ever there?
Pointed at one of them, unfortunately.
Korchika, then.
Oh, Korchika definitely knows about it. So, that's absolutely not true. He knows about it.
How can I get your character to tell me what's going on, Korchika?
Again, let him know that you're there to help him.
Okay. Yeah. And I will say, there's someone's obviously going after, and I guess Otato's still there, so Taiyo will try to obfuscate this, but someone is trying to go after these supply lines and a unique position to help make sure that the crops come in and out as they should, but only if I have all the information available.
And he'll say, I heard that he'll say, like, I heard what happened. I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm not upset that it happened, but I heard what happened. And he says, and then I think he'll be like, I also heard all the other folks that worked for her scattered.
Something,
And I think he says something real nasty. He's like, I understand that. Watchful dead, I wouldn't want to work for a bitch like Ryoko anyway. He just gets like real vitriolic all of a sudden. But yeah, he says, I knew it happened. Had nothing to do with it. Not upset that it happened.
what's your character intend to do?
He intends to call in further reinforcements. And you could probably notice that this is true. There's more dudes around this house than there had been previously. Mm-hmm. Like do you wear the Bayushi mon at all?
Sure.
So yeah,
especially when I come here, I would.
Yeah, you got a lot more company lately.
Mm-hmm.
So especially to guard not only he and his family, but any his facilities, his shipments, all that stuff. Like he's further bringing in reinforcements.
Gotcha.
City of Lies is Toan as Kakita Aji, Branden as Hida Ishi, David as Bayushi Taiyo, Andrew as Agasha Yugare, and Austin as your game master. The theme music for City of Lies is Mission of Danger by Lobo Loco.
This American Dice Ryoko Owari City of Lies uses the City of Lies box set by Greg Stolz, published by Alderac Entertainment Group. The mechanics used is a modified PBTA system by Brennan Taylor of Galileo Games. Join us next time for more This American Dice.